No straws?
Go get them.
How many alive do we have?
Don't know.
So it's welcome, it's Deo, it's talk, it's history repeating, then it's nobody with the dancing skeletons, then at the end it's Vogue. Okay? Did I do that? Oh, we've got 12 already, that's good.
I think my feet are cut off. Whatever.
I don't know if this is gonna work.
Why wouldn't it?
Okay, here we go.
Stop the press. Stop the press. Who is that? She is great, isn't she?
Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. I wanna bust that body. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. I wanna. Keep busting.
Welcome,
Hi,
everybody.
everyone.
Hi, welcome to the Rosemary Galore Show, starring me and the Budinsky.
Dr. Galore.
Dr. Galore! That's right. Sometimes he gets too excited and forgets whose name is on the title.
Well, it's not mine, I recognize that.
No, it's not. It's mine. And welcome to Palm Springs. If you're not from here, you're there now. Doesn't it look like that's where we are with the heaving water behind us? It's only a mild
3,000 degrees.
Yeah, 3,000.
3,000
Or
degrees.
117, I think it was today, and very, very, very humid, like swampy Florida humidity.
It's been
Yeah.
vile.
It's been
here
a
in
little
Palm
bit like
Springs.
inappropriate.
Oh, who did that hair so
well,
majestic?
I do have a new hairdo. Don't call it a hair don't, because it isn't one. It's by Angelique Bagorgeous. That's with a B, like vagina.
I don't know what a vagina is, but it does not sound beautiful.
No. But my hair is, and that's all that
Your
we
hair
really
is
care about.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, hi everyone. It's wonderful to be back. Hi Anthony. Hi Angelique. And hi Erica. All of you are here.
And
it's
Mom
so
and
exciting.
Billy are here. Richard Hubley with the best last name in the world besides mine, of course. Galore, thank you.
Galore.
Hi, Dexter. Oh, and Anthony Coos shared it, so thanks, patrons in the
Hi
house.
Josh.
What,
Thank
what?
you, Josh.
Josh
Patron in the
Mraz.
house.
Yes, Josh Mraz was on game night last week.
He was, and it was
He
so
was.
good.
It was fun to see him. I was like, oh, look, there's the people on the other side now. Isn't that exciting?
Yes, it is.
Find out
Due
what it's
to
really like, too, don't you?
Due to various scheduling issues today, I'm making these straws for our glasses on set right now.
Oh, well, let's see if he can figure it out by himself, everybody. Now, I would like to say cheers to our dogs that are playing and barking and hopefully will run across the screen because you're at home with the Galore. So cheers.
Cheers.
Clink,
And
clink,
you're
clank.
supposed to say,
drink. Well, sometimes it just happens without guys. You just drink.
Guys,
You can drink without guys, you know.
We're going to drink now.
You can drink with girls
Hi,
too.
Anthony. I'm
Totally
great,
fine.
thank you. Great to see you. Do you know, my love, I was in such a rush that I did not put my boy makeup on.
Oh no, what is
God
a
forbid.
boy to do without boy makeup on? Oh, nobody cares.
Actually, now I've tried drinking from this, I think I'm going to abandon the straws from now on. Delicious.
It is delicious. Well, how about we get into our very first little clip of the day, starring
You.
me.
It's always you.
It's always me.
Okay, why don't we do that now?
And we'll see you. Well, we'll be right down there.
We'll be
We'll
right
be
down
right there.
Yes, we will.
So if you need us, just holler. We'll come right back when it's over.
Now, Lydia, favor us about your ghosts.
No. I am sick of that subject.
Oh, Delia, lighten up.
I would rather talk about
It's cute, Delia.
Daylight come and me want go home.
Also, are you doing
Work
this?
all night and a drink a rum. Daylight come and me want go home. Stack banana till the morning come. Daylight come and me want go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want go home. Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want go home. Live 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Daylight come and me want go home. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot bunch. Daylight come and me want go home. Day is a day, oh. Daylight come and me want go home. Day is a day, is a day, is a day, is a day, want go home. A beautiful bunch, a ripe banana. Daylight come and we want go home. Hide the deadly black tarantula. Daylight come and we want go home. Live 6 foot, 8 foot bunch.
Hi, everyone.
You guys, my favorite part of that is at the very end, when I fall back in the chair, you see my big old tighted foot with no shoe on.
But you know, frankly, you've become very, very good at the staged falls on a green screen. Like, for example,
Oh, yeah.
last week's fall
Oh,
was
yes.
quite fantastic, straight out of a window. And the way we did that, which was
Yeah.
very fun, is she fell over the dog stairs, and then we
Yeah.
took that picture.
Yeah. You have to do it a few times because, you know, it's just comedy falls aren't that easy on the first try, so.
Especially in heels, and also especially when you're in so much drag.
Yeah, it's very hard to fall over when you can't even bend over. So to try to like get that action going, it's like a teeter-totter. You're just like a 2x4 just falling over. Bam,
Bam!
bam,
And guess what time it is?
bam.
Guys,
You guys, it's time to have a drinking on.
drinks!
Chickadee
Cheers.
cheers. Chickadee cheers. The Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain starts sticking. You guys remember that song? That was a great song from the 90s. Oh, I'm gonna get I'm gonna make a little flower trim around here. A
You
little,
are?
little lace trim, if you will.
So Josh, obviously every dinner party at our house looks like this. You're only looking at one of many rooms in our palatial estate. What you can see through these windows behind our built-in TV studio is our indoor greenhouse with a fabulous indoor waterfall. So you would be very welcome to come here and be in these things when we next do dinner.
Yeah, cavort. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. Where she stops.
Well, anyway, Rosemary, I read a very interesting story today.
I would love to hear it. Please tell
I'm
me.
going to tell you all about it. Apparently,
Let's listen in.
in Colorado, they have started to deploy touchless vending machines for marijuana.
Well, how do you not touch it?
Well, you just wave your pay thing at it, and it takes it. I mean, isn't that a great idea? Like in these COVID times, you should not have to touch your Budmeister when you need to go to the store and get some things.
Interesting. So they're just on the street like a Coke machine, but it's marijuana?
I wasn't able to find a picture where I would have shown it, but it's marijuana in a machine.
Like on the street?
Yes.
But what stops kids from smashing the window and stealing it all?
Oh, who can know? Anyway, I just think that that's a rather great idea and that we should have it in California. Don't you think so?
Well, I think that we should have it everywhere for everyone because it's stupid that it's illegal and alcohol is legal. That makes no sense to me. I mean, people don't really get angry and do bad things when they're stoned. You don't
Hey,
get
Patty.
stoned and then get into a car accident, usually.
While we're having
Not that I would
dispensing
know.
machines for marijuana, why can't we have them for prescriptions? That would be fantastic.
Well, yeah, but who's going to fill it up?
Why can't the machine do it?
Well, who's going to no, you can't do it with prescription drugs.
Why?
Because Americans are awful and they will break into it.
Americans are awful. Okay, well, if Americans are awful, I kind of understand that. But this is not the only time in the last week a machine has gotten someone into trouble. Because I was reading this story in China.
Oh, God.
Oh God, I know, because things happen in China. That's the place where innovation is. Anyway,
Yeah.
this Chinese restaurant decides to start putting a digital weighing machine at the door.
But why? Was it like a buffet situation?
No, even worse. So they weigh the guests coming in the door. Then a computer decides based on the weight what you're going to eat that day.
But how do they know how tall you are?
There's a machine,
Oh, like it scans your whole body?
yes. And
That's
then this restaurant
insane.
decides what you're eating.
What kind of restaurant? How do they afford that machine?
It's a Chinese restaurant in China.
Well, okay, so that's like saying, oh, McDonald's has one. How did McDonald's even afford that machine?
Anyway, the result of this was customers were so offended that they had to tear out the machine and write a national apology.
Well, duh! Who thought that putting a scale on the entrance to a restaurant, then people would tell you if you were too fat to actually eat there? Why would you pay for that experience?
Well, it's just so offensive.
Well, it's shocking behavior, frankly, and I stand for it. Anything to get stupid people to not eat where I'm going to eat, congratulations, China. You've done it again. Cheers.
I mean, if your objective is to sell food, the last thing you want to do, I would say, is weigh someone so they feel guilty about eating food.
Yes, let's shame the patrons upon entry so they walk away angry and the Better Business Bureau will hear about this. Do they even have that
It's in China.
in China?
I'm sure they do, though that is a communist country, so maybe not.
Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. Speaking of apologies,
Yeah.
when do you think we're going to get one from Trumpy about sabotaging USPS? Never.
That's gonna be a big NEV situation on that. That's never gonna happen.
Why?
When has he admitted to anything? Ever?
Never.
Why would he start with that?
Well, that is a good point. It is sad, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That someone would lock up the blue boxes and take them away and remove sorting machines just before an election.
I mean, here's the thing, people. From the minute it started, I said, it doesn't matter. It will never matter. And here we are today at the end of the 4 years, and he's doing yet another insane thing, and there it goes. What's going? In 3 days, something else will come out, and we'll forget about the post office. How about
I'm
that?
not sure we're going to forget about the post office if there is a massive election count failure because of it.
I don't know. It's just going to be crazy. No, there are no hints to the Wednesday show yet, other than that. That's it.
What was
That's
the hint?
It was just a knowing glance.
Oh, that was knowing. I see.
As in, I don't knowing anything about that yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, you know, talking Trump's put me in a mood.
Why?
You were
Carol?
already in one, and now I'm in one too. And what I think,
The only mood I'm in is pleasant.
I'm thinking
It's time for a number.
it's time for your brand new number.
You guys.
Hold on.
Yeah, see? Buttons aren't that easy, are they? You guys, we have a new number today that I worked on
For 5 minutes.
for 5 whole minutes. That's right. They now take me 5 minutes to please give me a break. It's really interesting. And I hope you enjoy it because it's very, at times colorful, at times reminiscent. Most of the time it's reminiscent. Well, you'll see why. Sing along, get up and dance if you want to. It'll make you feel good. It's a feel-good kind of song. You know the words, and if you don't, just sing along. And maybe I don't know the words either. Let's find out.
So cheers,
Cheers, and
drinks.
let's find out what she did.
All right.
What she do now?
The word is about, there's something evolving. Whatever may come, the world keeps revolving. They say the next big thing is here, that the revolution's near. But to me it seems quite clear that it's all just a little bit of history repeating. The newspapers shout, a new style is growing, but it don't know if it's coming or going. There is fashion, there is fact, some is good, some is bad, and the joke is rather sad, that it's all just a little bit of history repeating. And I've seen it before, and I'll see it again. Yes, I've seen it before. Just little bits of history repeating. Some people will dance if they don't know who's singing. Why ask your head? It's your hips that are swinging. Life's for us to enjoy. Woman, man, girl and boy, feel the pain, feel the joy, and sidestep the little bits of history repeating.
Well, cheers to that number, Rosemary.
Cheers to history repeating herself over and over and over again.
Well, Greg, all those famous artworks, Rosemary didn't steal one, but I would point out that most of the national monuments in that, she does have a piece of, because she is a national treasure klepto.
Well, she's a kleptomaniac.
Yes, kleptomaniac.
Oh my god, maybe that's our new Wednesday show title.
Kleptomaniac.
Well, I was actually thinking controversy. You know, just like make a little contraction out of it. Controversy. I like that one, but I don't feel like I'm very controversial.
You don't?
I don't think so.
I think you are, this charm school.
But that's just, I don't feel like that's controversial. Maybe
It
other
is.
people do, but I don't feel like
There's your segment Basic Bitch.
Well, there is that, which can be occasionally, maybe.
There's a segment called Try Harder where you tell everyone in the world to try harder. I'd say you're slightly
I
controversial.
mean, including myself. I'd say I'm slightly bitchy, maybe. I don't know. So part of the reason I wanted to do that video, you guys, was because
You guys.
of that's right. Because last Wednesday's
bye,
Herstory
Patty.
lesson. Bye, Patty. So good to see you. Last Wednesday's Herstory lesson had all these crazy things like today in history, but it was all war related, like terrible, horrible things like massacres and all this crazy stuff. And then I kept thinking about, oh my god, how history keeps repeating itself. And it's kind of doing it again right now. Like, oh my god, it's all over again. And then I thought, gosh, what a great song history repeating is. And I've been dying to do a Shirley Bassey song. And then I got that dress from David Thatchwork Designs. Delta Works husband, and it's just gorgeous. And I thought, Shirley Bassey.
And you did it.
That's the one, and then we did it. And could you recognize all of those places around the world in time and history that I was in, /on/behind?
Christopher Durbin
Lots of
says the dastardly Durbins are controversial.
Oh, you mean the name or them themselves?
He only goes as far as to say the Durbins are controversial.
Oh, wow. They're so controversial, I don't even have time to say their full name.
Dastardly?
Durbs. That's all you get, people. They're the Durbs.
The
They should
Durbs.
just change their name. I mean, they couldn't put the G on dishing. Why should they put the N in Durbin?
I'm feeling that the G and the N is silent.
And you know, if you put them together, it makes gin. Cheers to gin if you're drinking it.
Oh, let me have a drink
Gross.
also.
You like
Cheers.
gin sometimes.
Drinks.
I can't drink gin. I feel like it's grandpa drink.
I don't mind a bit of gin.
It's too hard.
It's hard. You have to
too hard.
dilute it with exactly the
Like
right
tonic?
thing. Not tonic, because tonic's gross.
Tonic is gross. But everybody drinks gin and tonic, right?
I know, but they're very sophisticated, those people.
Ew.
We're
Why,
doing,
that
what is it,
tastes terrible.
ginger ale and vodka tonight?
Yeah, mandarin vodka, it tastes so good.
It's not terrible.
No, it's delicious, actually.
It is.
By the way, yeah, thanks everybody for that compliments on the dress. I didn't make it myself, but yeah, David Thatchwork did, Delta Works husband, and he knows how to make a sequin gown, that's for sure. He did not make the one I'm wearing, no, that's Bri Vaughn from Berry Designs. He's amazing. Check him out.
Cheers
He's
to
from
him.
San Diego area. Cheers to that. Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of people have been working from home lately, including you.
All of us, yes, and you too.
And me too. Well, I've been working home for a lot of years, obviously, but it is nice to have some time at home.
It is nice to have time together with the family. We know our favorite word is Juntos. Oh my god, I almost spilled this entire thing out all over me. Thank God it's the same color as my dress. You know what? This one time, I saw this really old movie, and the woman held her martini glass this way. She just stuck it through her fingers and held it like that. Like she clawed onto the bottom. Like, I can't do it because my glass is so big and my hands are so small and dainty and feminine like that I can't even show you on this perfectly proportionate sized glass to my figure. But she slipped her hand through it that way and held it like that. And I thought that was really gross. But it was in a really old movie, so I thought, I wonder if that's how fancy people did it somewhere in the world. That's where she got that from.
Interesting. We were talking about working from home, which is equally interesting.
Yes.
What I was talking about with working from home is it does set up, don't you think, some interesting new dynamics at home.
Well, I have eternally been home since we moved here to Palm Springs. So why don't you tell me your version, and then I'll tell you mine.
My version is I go to a whole pile of Zoom meetings all day and that's all I do.
Oh yeah?
Is that your version?
Oh no, keep going.
That's the end.
I thought you were going to talk about like your home life, like being at home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with me and the dogs. I thought that's what you were going to talk about. The newness of that.
It's not that new. It's still very fun to be home with you, except, of course, when one or the other of us is stressed at work, because then nothing is pleasant. You know, if you're stressed, it's kind of good to be able to go to the office and not be here. But if you're not stressed, it's all delightful.
It is wonderful, yeah. So sometimes there's that all helpful, I'm going to take a drive. And you don't ask where you're going, you just say, bye.
Yeah, sometimes that's a good idea.
Well, it's just everyone needs their space.
They
That's
do.
all. And there's nothing wrong with needing, wanting, and getting your space.
One of the exciting things about working from home is that Rosemary decided that she needed a drag facility, so we created one.
I did. Okay, so here's the deal. All my stuff far supersedes anything that both of us own combined together. For example, one pair of jeans that we share does not equal the same amount of sheer size as one of my large, very beautiful sequin dresses that weighs like 10 pounds, right? So one takes up a lot of space, one takes up a little bit of space, and as far as boy clothes go, we don't really have any, and there's wigs, shoes, tights, oh Christ, the tights, and like, where do you put it all? So I put it every nook and cranny in the entire house that I possibly could.
That is exactly what occurred. And
Yeah.
I got barged out of my little room because
You
she
did.
wanted to redecorate, and then that wasn't big enough for a drag facility.
little bit.
So you took the main room.
I did.
Then we had to make my work area this TV studio.
We sure did.
And so
He did it.
this
He-
discussion about needing some space in the house, I thought that was ironic.
Oh no, I didn't mean actual space. I meant like get away from me space. That kind of space. Not this is your work area.
Let me pick that up for you,
Oops.
Rosemary.
That's just like back in the day when we could go in public and oh, son of a gun, look at that little stone popped out. Oh well. When I was competing at Oscars to join the bitchiest brunch, which I did, thank you very much, they have a beautiful fountain that you're not supposed to touch because the homeless people like to bathe in it, and that's okay, sure. And my giant dinner plate ring, I went, woo! My arms went above my head, it flew! I mean, I like chucked that mother across the courtyard. Bam! It hit the tile, smashed into the fountain, and I just looked at it and was like, oops, well. I mean, lucky for me, some wonderful brunch drunk woman reached into the disgusting DNA fountain
DNA
and
fountain.
got the ring. She did not get the two rhinestones that like probably like pichon, like who knows where those two went. But yeah, my jewelry used to, remember that? It used to fly off me. Like I just didn't wear earrings at all because the one or two times I tried, I would just like whip my head and it would just go whoo. And the one time I saw it fly, hit this woman in the chest and then into her potatoes. And I was like, ooh, sorry, girl. And I just like lip synced my way over there and I like sexy. Just picked it up, took it off, put it in my blouse, took a potato, ate it. Not a good idea.
Is that after you gave up super gluing your earrings to your ears?
Oh my God, do not do that. That is terrible. Just don't do it. You don't need to do it. It's not that necessary.
She was doing
Nobody cares if you have an earring on. Do not super glue things to your body. I don't recommend it. Yes, I did do it. I don't want to do it again. Yes, I've also used duct tape to tuck. Also, I don't recommend that either. That is terrible. What you should do if you feel like doing it, which you don't even need to do if you don't want to, is use surgical tape. It's so much easier.
Let me ask you an important question.
And
When
that's
you
my kind of work from home.
when you tucked with duct tape
Yeah.
and you had to like get it all off afterwards, were you done with the manscaping for a month afterwards?
No, surprisingly, the amount. Okay, so it was literally like 1 year ago now is when I'm duct taping before, you know, like you just learn things from your girlfriends and whatever along the way. And so it would be like right now, a year ago, let's say it's Friday, it's 118 degrees, full drag pad, 6 pairs of tights, the whole shaboogie, you know, me in a giant wig, dancing like 500 minutes an hour, whatever. Sweaty is how the tape just kind of comes off by itself.
So if you sweat down there, you wouldn't have had to like tear all the hairs out?
I mean, there's some hair tearing, but it's just, as long as you keep things slim and trim, you're fine. totes fine.
Slim and trim.
Slim and
Greg remarks that Rosemary is so dainty, you should only need one sandwich baggie.
One sandwich baggie.
Yeah,
For what?
for all your stuff instead of a whole drag room.
Well, my person is dainty. Yes, I'll agree. Thank you, TV Sci-Fi's face-off Greg Leitner. Cheers. And also, Internet's Rusty Waters' Spotlight Makeup Challenge.
Winner!
Also season 1 winner.
Yay.
Congratulations. Now you can put winner on your resume.
That was subtle.
Yeah. And you can just use the same font as where you put face off, and then like a line, 2 lines later, just a winner and the same font, and they'll just think, they'll just skim, they'll see face off, going, oh yeah, okay, great. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Row AIDS, that's what she does.
It's time for a drink.
Drink.
You
I like
guys.
that one. That one makes me look nice. I wish I had could put my legs up like that. That would be really funny. Yeah.
So Rosemary tried to cut my hair this week. Well, the first time she did it when we were back in super duper lockdown.
I will spit out my drink about that. Okay.
When we were back in super duper lockdown, she did quite a good job, and I was impressed.
Yeah.
And I was like, so clearly you have these skills. I don't need to worry about this anymore.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a backup drink today. I wish I did have a backup drink today.
There is a surprisingly large amount in this glass. Items on the internet may seem smaller than they appear in real life.
Let me bring it to you so you can see the enormous volume
The scale.
of this
The
glass.
scale, yes. Look at the scale. Oh, yes.
It's huge!
It's huge. Anyway, so
Thank you, Brandy Fry. I love your puppy dog. It's not a puppy, but looks like a puppy. She's got a new puppy. He's the cutest freaking thing you've ever seen in your life.
So Rosemary cut my hair for the second time, and when I got done with Rosemary, it looked like she had brought a bowl from the kitchen and cut around it with shears. And here's her answer to
But
that.
maybe a jagged bowl.
And she was like, oh, this is fantastic. You just have to put more product and put it up so it sticks up.
Well, yeah,
So-
so what I had seen was my mistake, but I did not at that time know how to correct it because I wasn't into it, I just did it. But I feel like I could now, tomorrow I'll fix it.
Oh no, you will not touch my
No,
hair
I know how to fix it
ever
now.
again.
Now I know how to fix it. I can fix it now. But look, it looks fine. Okay, do it. If you comb it straight down, you'll see the shelf. But if he goes forward in an upward motion, like this, then it looks pretty darn fine, if you ask me.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Haha, you look like the owner of the Raiders. Who is that?
I don't know who the owners of because you're probably wearing all black with giant drink. Remember that one time we went to a
To the
Raiders
football
game?
match?
You guys,
Oh my
the
god.
football match. We went to a Raiders game. A lot of, I'd say 20 of our dancers at Michelle's Dance Explosion. Cheers to my old job place. Whoop, for 20 battling years. I loved it. Cheers. They were on the field dancing with the Raiderettes. It was very cool. Like at the halftime, all the in-betweens. I had never been to a football game before, and neither had he. He had never heard of tailgating either, so we made sure
Oh
we
my
got
God.
there early to walk around and see the sights with an entourage of people so we would not get stabbed, shot, or murdered in other ways, which is a reality because it's Oakland and it's like...
And it was Raider Nation. And there were
it's
people...
okay. Raider Nation, right, is unlike anything else. They are dark and scary, and they dress up in these costumes. Google it. There's a thing called the Black Hole. It's behind. So we were sitting in the Raider section, but there's the first thing, and then the first tier, and then second tier. I think we're in the first tier, but we were above the the Black Hole, which is where all the really bad, crazy super fans. Remember that? We could
Yes.
see them, and it wasn't long till something happened, kind of thing there. And that game, I swear to God, 5 minutes of football takes 35 hours to play. right?
So boring.
It's like no wonder why they're all fat and stupid, and why do they make so much money? They really don't do anything. The cheerleaders do more than they do.
They do more, and we had a friend who's a cheerleader.
Yes.
That's right. Well, one of our friends was a Raiderette, so we went to see her
Yes,
dance.
Monica Barrios from MDX and the Chelsea
So good.
Explosion. Thank you very
However,
much.
what was interesting to me is the Raiderettes come out with all security into the tailgating so they can sign autographs in some tent. They're all these little hot pants, and they're high boots, and they're all pretty.
They're little like boobies and like all gorgeous, all different ethnicities, you know, but just like all Viva glammed up, gorgeous.
But what was interesting to me was the line of very special people who wanted a Raiderette signature. There could have been drool coming out of them. It was like quite the gross experience. But you know, Rosemary, we once did a number with you in a football stadium.
Yes, we did.
And I think it's time we have that number now.
It's time now.
I think it's time now.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is not half as scary as sitting above the black hole during the Raiders game.
Josh, she once did cheer.
Yeah, this one time I was the only and first male cheerleader in my high school at Castro Valley High School in California. I was the first boy cheerleader, and despite ugly, ugly rumors, 1998 was the first year there was a dance team. Yes, I was on it, and that was also a fabulous first, and there is still a dance team there today. So enjoy this video, and at the end we will tell you what happened at the end of the Raiders game, which we had left early because it was so god-awful boring and pointless. But there was something crazy that happened, and we're not going to tell you till after this video. Yeah, Gina Katie, that is one of my favorite songs too. Patron of the House of Whoop. Yes.
When we made that, you remember we were on full lockdown, and there was Orange County, and all those people in Orange County were like on the beaches and not distancing.
Yeah, the first time they compared California to Florida. Thanks a lot, Orange County.
So we were like totally about, let's do a video that
like it's perfect for now, but like, you know, in 3 weeks or like 2 months, it won't even matter anymore. Like it'll be so old, and we'll look at it like, Can you believe we even had to make a video like that? And here we are, 3 months later, and it still is applicable to today.
What I love about the video is you dancing in a blood vessel with virus particles and a mirror ball. I think that says something.
You know, a disco a day keeps the viruses away. That's what I say. Okay, so are you ready for it? Thank you, Gina.
First,
Are you ready for another drink and then what happened at that fateful Raider game? Well, I will tell you what happened. First, we look at each other and we decided we had had enough.
oh, so much of
I
that
had
enough.
screamed my brains out for my dancers. I had got very, very, very frustrated at the lack of actual game playing of football. Maybe if I'd watched a Super Bowl in my life, I would have known what to expect. That every 20 to 30 milliseconds, they stop for 25 minutes for no freaking reason whatsoever.
To
other
play
than
organ
to annoy
music.
me.
To play organ music. Duh,
Ugh.
duh, 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 duh,
Right.
What is that?
Well, I think that's baseball.
Oh, that's baseball. I'm sure I heard that.
Church, home run. I think that's baseball.
Well,
That's baseball.
clearly we're not sports
No,
people.
I used to go to baseball games when my dead grandpa. No, it's not.
Really?
Well, he's dead.
You made the noise.
That's on you, dead. Terrible people get.
Wendy's
on.
here.
Hi, Wendy's, Sloanecker. Cheers, cha-ching. So what happened was, yeah, my grandpa used to take us to baseball games when I was a little boy until I was 13 years old and I got a pair of custom-made 13 on the opening inch wide bell bottoms made with a giant triangle of 60s fabric made into these jeans. And that was the last time he asked me to go to the baseball game with him. That was 1993. No, 92. I loved those jeans. I was such a freaking weirdo. So what happened was we left the game. We said we'd had enough. Great job, girls. Mwah, mwah. See ya. Anyway, we had to get the hell out before all the cars leave because that is just a nightmare too because everyone's stupid and
Especially
drunk.
in that stadium
Oh my
at
God.
Oakland.
It is a huge nightmare. So later on, we get a text from like everybody that was there, which was everybody, saying, "Oh my God, thank God you got out in time. Guess what happened?" Do you remember?
Tell me what happened.
Well, from the third deck, somebody jumped off and killed themselves. And guess what? Nobody cared.
Did we see the splat?
No. But there was video of the.
The splat.
But there was no splat. I think the splat happened, but you know, it was behind some trees, so the video didn't capture the splat.
That was lucky for everyone then. Not that they would have noticed so much tailgating, so much drinking, and then so much organ music
So
and
much
glory.
drag. If you think about it, if you've ever been to one of these things, they have more makeup on than I do, some of these people. Yes, it might be black grease paint with silver, who knows what, but they go to they have costumes like, oh gosh, what's that terrible band that you probably don't even know of?
Metallica.
No, Gwar.
You're right, I don't know anything
You've
about
never
that.
heard of Gwar?
And I don't feel I need to.
Oh, they were the dumbest. I mean, it's just insane. They think they're just so big and bad, and I'm like, you have a unicorn horn painted black stuck out of your Raiders cap. You think that looks like a devil horn? You are dumb. That came from your
A
kids.
unicorn horn?
I've seen it all. There, they do it all. They don't care. They'll have like unicorn horns, like stick to make it. Oh, they are just.
Is that
so
how you say it, Brandy? Gwar.
Gwar. Yeah.
And that's the
Gwar.
official band?
It's called Gwar. I'm sure it stands for like Great White Angry Republicans. I'm sure that's what it stands for because that's what it sounds like to me.
I wouldn't have thought there would be so many Republicans in
No,
Raider
it's
Nation.
not. No, yeah. But when Raider Nation, well, I don't know. Who cares? I don't even know what that demographic is. Besides crazy people of all walks of life.
Of all walks. Everyone, it's time for you guys. Can you say it?
You guys.
Drink.
Drink.
All we ever do on this show is drink drinks.
Well, you have to stay hydrated. It's 118 degrees outside, and the humidity is 34%. That is like 34% higher than it normally is here.
The house won't even turn on the misting systems because it's so humid. It's
We
very
really
annoying.
shouldn't say things like that. It doesn't paint us in a very nice light.
Oh. Speaking of nice lights,
Speaking of nice, wait, are you commenting on my book?
no, I'm going on to this next topic,
Oh.
which is that it looks like San Diego's getting off the watch list.
Really?
Yes.
You know, I don't know about you people out there, but I see a lot of other places like going back to normal type things. Like, I am not sure, but Hamburger Mary's in Long Beach has
Drag shows.
drag brunch.
How?
I'm not sure how, but I've seen them with like the face shield and a mask and a stick with a fish, like, you know, like a pool cleaning thing. And I'm like, I want to do it too, but I don't know if that's the greatest thing to do right now. Like,
Greg, I'm sorry to interrupt. Greg, you know the answer to the question, and you know also that I am not allowed to say a thing. Please continue.
Well, see, New York is opening because they were the epicenter of everything 2 months ago, and now they're not.
And they've only just now decided to open.
Right, and just now, but it doesn't make sense that, like, there's just, like, little places all over that are like, oh, it's fine. Like, I see things on my Instagram, people that I follow, and I'm like, I just don't, I know where you live. I see other things in the news about that, yet there's the gay bar with the drag show. I just don't know if it's that important to be doing today, right now.
Gina
Personally,
wants
but
to
I
be in a
don't-
video with you.
Oh my gosh, yes! You could definitely do that. All you need to do is record yourself with the green background and I'll take care of the rest. How about that? But I'll only do it if you're my patron, which, that's right, you are. So other people, if you want to be in my video, I can make that happen. But you gotta go to my website to check it out. It's basically like a fangirl site. So
It's a
enjoy it.
fangirl site. There's
Great.
the URL.
There it
It
is.
has all of the work we've ever done. It has all of our shows. And it also has a private show. Tell them about your private show.
You guys, they do row caps there. Canada's Drag Race, episode 7, which was just on Thursday. I'm going to push it out to my Patreon tomorrow morning. So you'll
Thank you,
get to
Josh.
see it. It's going to be great. Yes, thank you, Josh, and Gina, and all my other wonderful patrons. Junior, they're just wonderful. The Carrington.
The Carringtons, of
Durbos.
course.
It's wonderful. Anyway, it's really cool. You should check it out. Lots of things there to do, all about me.
I'm expecting to see, for the patrons, I'm expecting to see the first t-shirt this week.
Oh, wow. Me too.
What's a row map, Josh?
a wrap.
Row app map?
Oh, do I wrap maps?
Well, we're on a
Well-
lag, but eventually when you tell us what that means, I'm sure we'll find it very funny.
Maybe you can't see through the haze of the... Because we all know Josh likes to go a little stony crazy at the nighttime, doesn't he?
I Facebook
Yes, he does.
stalked Josh the other day
Did you?
just to see a little bit about...
Him doing the splits?
Yes, and he has some model pictures.
Yeah.
It turns out Josh is a bit of an eye candy.
Well, Dr. Galore, you're taken. So don't forget about it.
I wasn't. Though nothing could compare to this perfection.
Oh, well, I pay him the little bucks to say that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you all know who Miss Behaven is. Not the town bicycle like on Canada's Drag Race last week, which you see on the row cap on the website, wink wink. But Cathedral City's own Gem, Miss Behaven, was on her live, and she was drinking between vodka drinks and gin drinks. And I'm not sure exactly how long she was on for, because I caught the last 7 minutes.
Was she in a state?
You know those puppets from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? You know where like they go through and there's like the king and the queen puppet and like, you know, do you guys remember what those look like? And they were like wooden and carved. Well, she kind of had this look like Lady Elaine Fairchild at the end there. I don't know what happened, but she got real rosy in the cheeks, and her nose got real rosy too, and her eyes got real glazed and glassed over. And she just had this smile. And I said, girl, you look like Lady Elaine Fairchild from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Push the end button. And eventually she did, but only after saying, what was that I just drank? And she like drank it, and she was like, what was that? Oh wait, that wasn't vodka. Oh, that was gin. Oh, is that what I've been pouring? And then she picked up the vodka bottle. Last time I picked up this one. Hysterical. You have to check her out. She is the heart of the Coachella Valley. She really is. She's so sweet. She looks like Endora as a retired man.
So that is not nice. She looks like Endora,
she's
and she is
wonderful.
excellent.
She's wonderful.
She is a city treasure. Yes, Junior, T-shirts are coming. They are for patrons. We had to get them ordered, some of them ordered so we could see them before we send them out, because you don't want a defective T-shirt.
Yeah,
anyway,
you
we're
don't
expecting
want
those to start going out maybe next week.
Maybe next week. We'll see. Because this lady has standards. She don't like any crap, alright? So you're just going to have to wait till you don't have to wait anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's nearly time to end, but it's not time to end yet.
Oh no, why not?
I'd like to hear something from you.
What is it?
I'd like to hear, and I'm sure everyone would like to hear this, tell us about your decision process for when you decide to have a new gown. Like that pink thing you just wore in the new number. What tells you
What are you
I
referring
must
to?
have that gown?
Oh wow, I can tell you.
Oops.
Oh, this. Okay, thanks. Well, see what happened was, I saw that dress. She's not as dainty as she wants to be. Oh, thank you.
That is very, very less formal, the way you're sitting.
Well, it's the end of the show. So what happened was, the man who made the dress posted a beautiful photo of the dress. He said, here it is, who wants it? And I said, bitch, I want it. And then a week later, I got it.
Yes, it is time for a shot. Everyone drinks. You guys.
Ooh. Cheers, everybody.
So you got it. But what makes you decide the dress? Is it the number you imagine? Or is it the dress and then you make up numbers?
Well, it's the dress first, because you just, people make things and they say, here, do you want it? And you just look at it and say, yes, that is for me, or no, that is not for me. And sometimes you just see something that is just so wonderful. And for example, that dress with the A-line top, very retro, but fabulous. I couldn't imagine anyone else but me wearing it. And I just said, that needs to be mine.
It's very scratchy, that dress.
Well,
you
it
touch
is
it and it
sequin.
takes your skin off.
Yeah, and if you have gloves on, it makes them instantly felt, just furry. Yeah, so that's rough. But, it's fine.
Well, Rosemary, it is
great.
time for one more drink. You guys. And drink. It's time for our last one, because it is time. We are going to play one last number before we go out.
So sad.
So sad. But you'll be back with them on Wednesday.
Yes, and we are reformatting our Wednesday Extravaganza, and it's basically going to be the exact same thing, only different, with mild nuances of what it was, but not. So expect something familiar, and then something not as familiar. How about that?
So with that, everyone, let me clear drinks.
Oh.
We are going to go now. We're going to play one of our very earliest numbers for you.
Very early. But I got all the words to this one.
You do.
Even
We
the
wanna-
backup vocals I got.
We want to thank you all for tuning out of the Democratic National Convention to come to us. Thank you so much for doing that.
We're way better to look at, BT dub, so really appreciate it. Thanks.
And we hope you all have a wonderful week. See you on Wednesday. We've had a great time being here with you.
Oh, and before we go, I have a special message to one of our listeners and watchers. Ready? It's this.
I don't know what that is.
It was Morse Code School for Girls.
Let me do
Erica
it too.
Carrington
Click
click-clacks.
clack, click clack, click clack.
No,
Do you know there is,
click-clack.
I have to tell everyone this, there is a TV series called Legendary. And in Legendary, instead of snaps, it's a competition for voguing. It's very good. In Legendary, instead of snaps, they do this.
Laomi.
It's perfect for Erica. She should do this everywhere and just make sure it's a trend
She already
in
does.
Palm Springs. Marina, we've eaten the ants, so you can leave again. Okay, and now it is time for us to go.
But I'm so glad that you tuned in and joined us for our magical waterfall dream come true.
See you everyone. Bye-bye.
Strike a pose. Strike a pose. Look around, everywhere you turn is heartache. It's everywhere that you go. Look around, you try everything you can to escape the pain of life that you know. All else fails and you long to be something better than you are today. I know a place where you can get away. It's called a dance floor, and here's what it's for. So come on, folks, let your body move to the music. Hey, 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 come on, folks, let your body go with the flow. You know you can do it. All you need is your own imagination, so use it. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. Go inside, for your finest inspiration. Your dreams will open the door. It makes no difference if you're black or white, if you're a boy or a girl. If the music's pumping, it will give you new life. You're a superstar. Yes, that's what you are. You know it. Come on, folks. Let your body groove to the music. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, folks. Let your body go with the flow. You know you can do it. Beauty's where you find it, not just where you bump and grind it. Soul is in the music. That's why I feel so beautiful, magical, like the ball. So get up on the dance floor. Anne Monroe, Dietrich and DiMaggio, Marlon Brando, Jimmy Dean, on the cover of a magazine. Grace Kelly, Harlow Jean, picture of a beauty queen. Jean Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, dance on air. They had style, they had grace. Rita Hayworth gave good face. Lauren Catherine Manitou, Betty Davis, we love you. Ladies with an attitude, fellas that were in the mood. Don't just stand there, let's get to it. Strike a pose, there's nothing to it. Vogue, 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 vogue. Ooh. Vogue.